Hello, welcome to our second episode of the Leadership Development Series. I'm Christina Pravi. I'm a talent and learning professional and executive coach. I'm here with Maria Georgaiki.
At personal level, it's how do you create an environment that confidence will be there, the healthy one, and how you will have leaders that they have self-trust and the psychological safety behind, and how they are visible as leaders.
And we're going to talk about confidence in leadership, presence, courage, and vulnerability. Maria brings over 25 years of experience in organization and leadership development. She has worked across many industries and partners with leaders in order to help them navigate complexity and build future-ready leaders. She's a master coach, a facilitator in leadership programs, and a certified team coach. She specializes in designing learning initiatives, strategic learning initiatives, I would say, that for many different topics. Some of them might be emotional intelligence, resilience, growth mindset, culture transformation, leadership effectiveness, and many, many more. Having held regional and global roles, now she coaches and mentors high executives, high leaders to unlock their potential and help them drive sustainable impact in today's fast-paced business environment. Thank you for coming, Maria.
Thank you, Christina. You did such a long introduction. I have to thank you.
You have done so many great things in your career.
Thank you very
I'm very
much.
proud of you.
Yeah.
I will start with the concept that we all have about the traditional concept we have about a leader. And the fact that throughout these 3, 4, 5 decades, leadership models have evolved, have changed. And nowadays, the models that exist are the ones that exist and not only exist, but actually show from research and studies that they are more effective, are the ones that tap on softer skills.
Yeah.
That leaders show a more humane and respectful approach in their leadership. And we don't consider now that the traditional leader is the one who has all the answers or dominates the room. And my first question, since you have worked with highly accomplished executive, is when confidence becomes an issue, how does it manifest? Is it too little, too much? Is it something else?
Yeah. Very interesting question, actually. Look, confidence, it's in our days, sometimes there is a different meaning. What I mean by that, some people that they are arrogant and loud, they think that they have the confidence and it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you said, sometimes you can see leaders that they are much more introvert, that the confidence in what sense is a bit low. It's that they don't feel self-trust, because this is more about the confidence to speak out. Although they know the answers and although they go to the meetings, and especially the leaders that they want to be the perfect, that they don't want the others to think that they might do a mistake, if they are not 100% sure about the answers, they keep quiet, they keep a distance. And you see them that although they are very good at what they are doing, they are also people-oriented. I mean, their teams love them. When they need to present to the board, they are working hours and hours, and they can standing in front of the camera, and they are doing practice and practice and practice, because they don't have this self-trust that they will go in front of the board and they will speak the truth, because you need to be transparent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they need a lot of experience. This is what they are working on to practice it. But this, let's say, introvert part of their character, it's they don't feel confidence. It takes them a long way to go. And it's the other way around sometimes. People that they are overconfident, that they talk a lot, and even without any reasons. They take decisions without listening to others. They taking decision very not rational, quickly. because they feel confident that they are doing the right thing. They are very loud. And these people, they think they are confident, right? They think. And we have the situational also. What I mean about situational confidence, people feel confidence within their comfort zone and within their environment. For example, in my department, in front of my function, in front of my market, I feel safety. People know me. I can stand up. I can talk. I can present. I can be visible as someone that I have the confidence. In areas or geographically areas that nobody knows them, and they need to be the ambassadors and represent their organizations or their companies, they start feeling that the confidence is not there. And confidence is from within. It's from here. You know, they start feeling the stress. They start feeling, if I'm not good enough, nobody knows me here. So it's out of their comfort zone. And this is what is happening.
So there are many different ways to manifest lack of confidence.
And you will be surprised that confidence is one of the major topics that we discuss one-to-one, and how it comes, and even from the 360. If you see that, you know how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is, the peers assessing, everybody, you see them that they are in the very, very good, excellent, and suddenly you see the participants evaluate themselves in average. So there is this gap, and you are asking why everybody thinks your manager, your peers, external raters, your team, they think that you are excellent, and why you're so humble. Well, I don't want to sing, I don't want to. It's because they don't believe there is no self-trust. And the other way around. Everybody thinks that he's average and he evaluates himself 5 out of 5.
Yes. I have seen that many times as part of the talent development processes that I create, and when debriefing and talking to leaders, that there's something missing, and that actually takes them down. And a lot of times it's the confidence. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that we're talking about the loud and the quiet person, there is a thought I have as you were talking. Do you consider that someone can be quiet and still be perceived as confident?
Definitely. It doesn't mean that I am quiet. This is it comes from their personality. Sometimes people are introvert, but it doesn't show anything. To be quiet, confidence is how you take decisions, right? It's the self-trust that you have. It's how you create psychological safety, and you give the space to others to talk about you, even how you ask feedback, how you receive feedback. This is about confidence. You create a leadership around confidence. You don't perceive negative feedback or anything else, it takes you down. No, you're there. So to be quiet, it doesn't mean that you don't have the confidence. It's what is the activities and how you behave, it shows. And how you feel inside is related to confidence.
That's interesting that you say about the perception of yourself and the perception of others about you. We often talk about executive presence, and that is something about perception as well. And working with leaders a lot of, most of the times, I would like to hear your views about that. How executive presence links with confidence and, with confidence.
Another interesting topic that there is a lot of discussion during coaching is the leadership and executive presence. It's and we see how you want to be visible and how the other people have experience working with you. So you need to think how the others see you and where do they see you. They see you through communications, Either is the tone and how you write emails. So we are talking about the written communication. It's how is the oral communication, how you regulate your emotions, your triggers, because this is what the others see, right? So if they see that there is a calm presence, that there is someone that they can work under crisis, under pressure, because this is what is the complexity of the leadership in our days, that it allows others to share opinion, all right? And they trust him, and he trusts himself. He has a confidence. And he's leading with a confidence. So the presence and confidence, there is a connection, right? And it has to be authentic. Authenticity should be there. All right. That's why we said the confidence should come from, it's an inner, it's self-trust.
And now that you were talking about coaching, self-awareness is a main element that we work with coaching, through coaching. And how self-awareness anchors with confidence and presence.
This is very, very nice, Christina, because what is the executive and leadership presence is how you want to be visible, all right? So, but the most important thing is starting from you. You need to know yourself, right? Or not? So it's something that I'm working years about it, and there are tools and there are methodology and there is a lot of creativity for you to define what is your aspiration, what is the purpose, what is your mission in a working place. Who are you? With your strengths, with your bright side, with your dark side, with your development, where do you want to go? So these should be clear, because if you know who you are and where you want to go, you can define what I want and how I want others to see me. This is the visibility. How I want others to have experience working with me. What kind of behaviors needs to be reflected in order for me to be an authentic leader. A leader that I provide psychological safety is not a word thing, Christina. All right?
Yes.
It's not a word thing. If you want to provide psychological safety, it means that you need to behave on that. And you have to be real, because this is how your team is seen. This is how the peers see you. And your branding, because we are talking about personal branding here, right? It goes across. Because there is this rumor as a manager and this and that and that. And then after that, because we live in the artificial intelligence and social media, it's how you present yourself to the social media. What is your presence in LinkedIn, in Facebook, in Instagram? And it depends what is your career aspiration, through what media you are going to use to show that this is what I am, this is who I am, this is my niche, and this is what I present. And this is my leadership presence, this is my executive presence. And you go, you speak to conferences, you go outside the country, you go within the country, is you. Now, the confidence, it's that, is there any alignment with the tone of your voice, with your presence, with your beliefs, where you want to go? So confidence should follow, the authenticity should be aligned with your leadership presence, and it has to be there. This is what I believe as a coach, and there is a lot of work behind. And be honest with you, I had a conversation with one very senior person in my coaching today, that we are working about cross collaboration and building relationships across. And there was this, especially when there are meetings, that everybody put the camera off. How I'm going to empower my people to put the camera on. And I told him, ask them, what do they want? How they want to be visible? Because if you have the camera off all the time, how the others will see you? Because you create relationship when we are visible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you all the time to put the camera on. It depends on the meetings, of course. But in very important meetings, yes, put the camera on because it matters how others see you. It matters your presence in the Zoom, your presence in the Teams, the presence face to face. It does matters.
Yes. Yes, it does indeed. Indeed. Because when you are in a meeting, even if you don't participate, face to face, people see you.
Definitely.
And when you are in a virtual meeting and they don't see you, it's like there's no anything about you, no aura about you.
Yeah. And there is another thing about self-awareness. The image that I reflect to others is the image that I think that I have. Or is it different? And this is where feedback sits. Do you allow other people to come and say their opinion on how you're visible? Do you allow feedback? At all levels, maybe from members of family.
Yeah, feedback can be any type of feedback from anyone. Yes, and there are a lot of leaders who do not want to get feedback. They are afraid of people, of how their opinions, and that brings me a thought again. Well, from my experience, I have met a lot of leaders who say, "I'm afraid to say I don't know," and I'm afraid to admit that I made a mistake, and it will impact me negatively in my ability as a leader.
Yeah.
And that's a great mistake that they do. Actually, saying I don't know increases your credibility as a leader.
Yeah. So we go into vulnerability. That is another interesting topic to see. Is vulnerability a weakness or a strength? To stand up and say, look, I don't know. Or in this project, I could do better. And all of us, we could do better. And let's create, and here's a story. The story is that there is experimentation. There was a project. I get out of my comfort zone. I didn't include data or things that I should include. This is what is the learnings behind. And I am standing and sharing because I believe the experience should go down. And you welcome the reflection. You welcome the reflection of the teams. You invite the team and ask them, look, we didn't do well. Start from the strengths. What we did well. What we didn't do, and we have to do better next time. What is your engagement in this? What is your accountability, responsibility? What support do we need next time? What did we learn from this exercise? And you are vulnerable, and you invite them. Do you think that this reflection, it goes into weakness or strengths? You should be very, very strong to be vulnerable.
Indeed.
Yeah, but imagine now if you are an employee and you have a leader that say, I know everything and I do that and it's not happening, right? So what they will say is blah, blah, he knows everything, he knows nothing.
Can someone know everything today's time?
Yeah, I mean, with all this artificial intelligence, all the info coming, it's a bit weird, right? And you have another leader that is telling you, this is what I know, this is what I don't know, but I am willing to go out of the comfort zone. I am willing to experiment with you, and we will see what is working and what is not working. Who of the two you will trust more?
Definitely the second one.
The vulnerable, because the vulnerability, there is a transparency and there is a trust. And you follow the leaders that they are telling you the truth. And if there is a failure and if there is a mistake, you are learning. And this is what is about also mindsets. And this is what is the growth mindset. Because we have to be resilient. We have to be agile. And if we want to be innovative, the innovation and the learning agility starts when you get out of your comfort zone. And this is exactly the challenges that many leaders have, because there is the, if I go out of my comfort zone, I will do mistakes, and I don't want to do mistakes. Why? Because I like my perfectionism. I want to be the best of the best, and it comes in contradiction. And I don't know if it is the ego or the personality of the high standard that do not allow them to experiment and go down a little bit.
Now that you mentioned the ego, I was thinking, what is it that is considered a healthy confidence, and what is the overconfidence? What is the line that we cross one and go to the other?
It's the high ego is when you don't allow the other people a space to share opinion, when you think that you are always right and the others, they need to follow you because you know better. When you are very loud and you don't allow other voices within, when you don't allow people to be part of the decisions, this is where it comes a little bit of the arrogant. Another interesting thing, yesterday, I had another conversation with Kochi, very senior person, that he told me, my manager, that globally he's very senior. When I go and I have, meetings with clients, the clients doesn't like him. And they don't want him in the meetings because he's too arrogant with them. And they get it, that he's too arrogant. He doesn't allow them to talk, the clients, imagine. And he told me these clients, they give not million, billion. And they feel that this guy is above them. And they are telling me, don't bring him. We don't trust him. Thanks God we work only with you. And he told me, I don't know how to do it. I mean, he's over the confidence. He's over. And I'm not sure. And I told him, okay, what is holding you back from giving feedback? He told me he doesn't listen. So listening is another very important capability on the overconfidence. They don't listen. Okay, and it's very difficult to shake them and tell them, calm down. And of course, the healthy confidence is when you feel it's the opposite. When you allow people, when you are allowed, and you know what you know, but maybe you're having a mistake, maybe there is another way, but you have the self-trust.
Exactly. We were talking about the leaders so far.
Yeah.
Let's go to the organizational perspective.
Okay.
How organizations see that confidence, and what organizational environments tend to strengthen this healthy confidence, and of course, which ones quietly undermine it. What is your experience with working in so many companies and industries?
Yeah, I mean, in order the organization to accept vulnerability, it's a strength. To promote experimentation less, it's okay to do mistakes. It's okay to fail. And have, from everybody, it's okay. There should be, for me, environments that they promote growth mindset, that they promote innovation, that there is psychological safety coming from up, going down, that they allow people to be part of the decisions, and they allow leaders, and they have very important leaders to be vulnerable, to have listening, to have mentoring within the systems, to have coaching culture. These things, the confidence, they have the healthy confidence. They don't allow this arrogant to bullying or to be part of the culture. On the other hand, if you see organization that there is a lot of blaming, no way that you will be accountable or responsible. All right? So you are more quiet. Let's say quiet. We don't talk a lot. Let's do our job. Let's go back home. Because we never know, they might have a mistake and they can blame us because I talk a lot, because I look confident, because and my manager, if I am confident and I show what I do, he might be feel threatened. He might not like me, and he might not promote me.
Yes.
There is a lot of fear behind.
Yeah. Indeed. And my last question is about the definition of confident leadership. If you could define what is confident leadership, considering what we discussed, the presence, the vulnerability, what would it be? What would be that definition?
Okay, it's my definition. Doesn't mean that I have to be vulnerable now. All right. So confidence leadership, it has to go with self-trust. Transparency is important. Be humble, to listen to others. Be present. And for me, be a human being. That's what it means, confidence leadership.
That is deep. Yeah. You're right on that.
Yeah.
Yes, be a human being. Is there anything else you would like to add to our podcast before I do a summary of what we discussed?
No, I thank you very much for bringing this topic. And this topic about confidence and leadership presence is very important in our days. And it's one of the top topics that we discuss also in coaching at personal level. It's how do you create environment that confidence will be there, the healthy one, and how you will have leaders that they have self-trust and the psychological safety behind, and how they are visible as leaders. So thank you, Christina, for bringing this very beautiful topic in the air.
You're welcome, Maria. I believe we talked about, I think not only we talked, we broke the mold of the traditional perception of leadership, the overconfident leader. And we talked about the importance of even the quiet strength, if we can say it. The person who actually brings that in a room.
Yeah.
That is the executive presence you mentioned, I believe. And all these research and studies that show that focusing on your softer side and being vulnerable and being more humane is actually, you become a role model as a leader.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina. Cool.